Hello, 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 my lovelies. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you come across this video. Thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, purchases off the wish list, tipping the Clarista, and I think that may be it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Hey, Deborah, how are ya? How's the move going? Hey, Dawn, how are you, dear? Doing okay? Come on in, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Fantastic. Splendid. Hey, Natasha, how are ya? Hey, Julie. I'm doing pretty all right. It's going slow. I guess it's slow is better than not moving. You know what I mean? Your lawn tractor does not want to cooperate? Oh, no. It's not the operator, is it? Hey, Bree. I love you, girl. Right on, Dom. We're going to start with Natasha. I've got her donation. Oh, it's new to you? Hey, Patricia. Hey, Janine. Dust storm? That's crazy, Deborah. And then rain? Well, I guess those two totally different vibes. Natasha, what's your question, my darling? Hey, Sean. How are ya? Well, Grant, good luck figuring that out, you know. You know. All right, Dom is after Natasha. It's freaking you out? Grant, I know you will. I know you will. To your family. All right, so, okay. Let's see. What is it Natasha needs to know? Let's see. What does Natasha need to know? Let's ease the mind, calm the brain, slip back into the body. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let us see. Let us see. Now, I will say, I do feel like things with the Chariot coming out here, because it's like, I could see there's an Ace of Swords back here, and then we've got the Chariot, which does mean forward movement, you know, things coming in quickly here. With the Ten of Pentacles. Whoa, okay, we got all kinds of stuff hidden. Whoa, even behind that, we have all kinds of stuff hidden. Okay. All right, Natasha. So, there are some things that you don't see. Okay, it could be, okay, so this Page of Pentacles was hidden way underneath some shit here, okay? It was hidden under this Nine of Wands, which was also hidden under this Ace of Swords, okay? Okay, we've got so there's something that I do think that is coming into fruition here with the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. And I do feel like there is somebody that's watching you for whatever reason. I don't know why you need to know that, Natasha. But there's somebody that's like, I don't know, feeling some type of way that has their eye on you. okay? But it's almost like, I don't know, the way that that was all stacked up and the way that there was like some things that were hidden here. It's, okay, so I want you to know with the Ace of Swords with the Chariot, that is what feels like is going to be moving quicker, right? So not to say that your schedule is getting busier, but there may be like more communication, more truth, more downloads, more, it feels like it may be something like that, Natasha. So it may not actually be like your physical schedule like filling up, but that you may be getting a lot more, because it comes with this balance, right? The Chariot, it's definitely a divine masculine energy when the Chariot shows up. So you may be in kind of your masculine energy here, but it is a balance between, the kind of the light and the dark here. All right. So, but this, this Nine of Wands, too, with this Page of Swords, is also giving kind of like energy around, there's a belief that maybe says that you can't necessarily handle it, right? That maybe you already have too much on your plate. This is something from your bloodline. There's something, when it comes to like burdens or... It's definitely a belief system with the Page of Swords being here. It's an illusion. It's like I'm trying to dig my way kind of to the root of it here, to maybe pull on some like keywords. Because there's something that is going from, with the Page of Pentacles being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, there's something that's going from, just kind of existing to being very abundant, okay? Like that type of energy. And it doesn't actually have to be pentacles, right? But there is going to be evidence in the physical, okay? But the truth is that you are capable of this. But there's this right in the middle, this belief here that's like causing some sort of like blockage almost, okay? And I'm trying to, this Nine of Wands is really giving like, there's something about switching, Natasha, like, again, I feel like this is something that's on the bloodline, right? But there's something about switching the way you move when it comes to what can I do, or it's like, what can you do for me to what can I do for you type of energy. Or like, there's like this energy of like, you're expecting too much from me, or there's, you know what I mean? Like there's something about that. And I think that this is something that is being worked through, being moved through, especially with the Ace of Swords and the Chariot, right? You're moving through this energy, okay? But this is definitely Five of Wands, an internal conflict. And I do believe it definitely runs in the bloodline. It's not something, that's necessarily particular to you, right? That's yours. So I do see increase, okay? I see an increase, but there is this kind of this old programming that is overwhelming in a way that's like, man, I am not really sure. It's almost like a feeling of like feeling like people are expecting too much of you. But that's the illusion here. It's the space that you're moving from. But again, I don't want you to take this personally, because it's not a you thing. It's a generational thing. it's like, you know, feeling like, you know, oh, they're taking from me, they're taking from me, they're taking from me. But when in reality, there's like going to be a shift in the perception that it's like, I have all of this to give. I have all of this to give. Like, I can't believe it. Like that type of energy, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be tangible things, right? It could be time. It could be, you know, thoughts, energy, you know, but it feels like, it's like once you move past this perception, it's there, right? There is no lacking. It's just there. Oh, that's crazy, Brienne. Oh, gosh. Awesome, Natasha. You're very welcome. Thank you. You're going to do great, though. Okay? Whatever it is that you know, you got going on, it's going to be okay. No. Thank you. I do feel like I'm on a roll here recently. Just all the confirmations rolling in. Like, I've had so many people that have been like, you predicted this like a while ago, and it's like just now coming into fruition. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing. Not that I ever, you know, there's no space for me to doubt myself anymore, but it's still very, very cool to hear those stories, to see those things. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. Hey, what a lovely day. Okay, so Dominique, you're next, my darling. Right now we're doing donation readings. Okay. But if I've got time, I may give away a couple, maybe. Okay, so Dominique wants to know, should she keep her story solely Cinderella based, or should she incorporate or go an alternative Mulan warrior princess by action vibe? Hey, Skylar. Definitely, Arkansas. We'll send you some love. Dominique, I kind of have this feeling, the word incorporate came through, right? I really kind of have this feeling where it's like, almost like a blending. Hey, Flo. You got it, Brienne. It's like a hybrid of those kind of like the Cinderella theme, but also the warrior, right? Like maybe like you know, somebody who was in that Cinderella energy, right, that maybe became like a warrior like type of energy, you know what I mean? Like an incorporation, like and don't let me like, you know, like obviously like write the story for you. You know, I feel like you have your own inspiration, you have your own, you know, that's why you're asking this, because you're like, you know, maybe which path should I go on? But I almost feel like they're kind of showing me two paths. It's almost kind of this like creating your own, like right in the middle, you know what I mean? It's kind of funny because I can kind of see it here, right? It's kind of like this energy of like something being held back from the character, right? There was this like egotistical type of, you know, king, right? That held something back from this character, right? And you know, they were kind of, you know, so then they went off, 10 of Wands, and you know, kind of, you know, I feel like if I kept pulling cards, right, they went off and they created their own life, and they struggled, and they, you know, they became this warrior to fight through this. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yeah, I'm feeling like definitely, rather than going either way, go down the middle. Because I can see that. I can definitely see that. Somebody who maybe was once very fragile, right? Becoming a divine warrior fighter. You know what I mean? But also still able to, like, hold that space, you know? I don't know. You get what I mean, though. I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited. But let's not talk about it anymore because we don't want anybody taking your ideas. Yeah, Flo, the middle of the road is smoother. I like that. Okay, so next we have Deborah, and then we have Bree, and then we'll do Skylar. You're welcome. I'm excited. And, you know, yeah, I would love to read it. I can't wait to read it. Woohoo! I can't wait. And we can give them away, Dom? Yes. Yes. It'll be good. Oh, thanks, Flo. You know, I've just been really just... Honestly, you know what? I've spent... you got it, Deborah. I've been spending so much time out in the yard and planting and just, you know, just stuff like that and outside. And I'm feeling very grounded now that the weather's warmer and I can... You know, but so thank you, Flo. All right. What does Deborah need to know for the next few days? What's some good advice, any information that she needs to know for the next few days? Okay, so something is going to appear as one way, okay, but your intuition, it's going to appear as like a negative situation, 5 of Pentacles, okay? But High Priestess coming out here with the 7 of Swords, your intuition is going to be like, no, that's an illusion, that's false, that's a lie. It is correct, okay? Yeah, the 10 of Wands with the Sun and the Strength. Right? You're closing out a cycle when it comes to some type of like, it really honestly makes me feel like you're closing out a cycle where you may have been made to feel like a burden, okay? At one point in your life, or maybe multiple points, right? Almost feeling like, you know, I don't really know where I, you know, kind of fit in there. I'm picking up on an energy, Deborah, where it's like you may have tried to, like, you know, kind of, I don't want to say fit in, but it feels like, you know, find your tribe, right? And multiple different, and it's just like, it just seems like it just never really, you know, panned out, or you were never really appreciated, or you were never really, like, really honored or valued anywhere. And I just get this feeling that whatever it is that you experience this week is actually the way that you perceive it, the way that you move through it, and the way that you, like, do not internalize this like you would have in the past, right? See this for what it is. See this as a reflection of an old belief when it comes to inclusiveness, right? You being included or a part of or like valuable here, okay? Because you are far from a burden. You are not a burden at all. And so I just get this energy that there may be something that pops up this week. It is completely an illusion that may kind of trigger that so that you can close out this cycle, babe. Okay, yeah, Justice with the Queen of Wands is going to bring in so much confidence. You're going to be feeling so good about where you're headed, who you're becoming, all of those things. Okay, but just make sure that whenever this is, right, over the next few days, it's going to look like Five of Pentacles, like you have been left out, like you have been, you know, like you are an inconvenience or something like that, but you know better. High Priestess with the Seven of Swords. You know better. Allow this trigger to show you in your body and in your mind, right? That subconscious programming that says, I'm a burden, I don't belong here, I'll never fit in, there's nobody for me, that type of energy. Allow this to show you in your body, you know, sit with it. However you process things is perfect, okay? But yeah, this is what you need to know for the next couple-ish things. Couple-ish days. That's the word. Sorry. I was like, bitty. All right, Bree, my darling, you're up. So I cannot emphasize enough. If there feels like a lot of emphasis around whatever this is, see right through it. It is just an illusion, okay? Allow this to show you what's going on internally, okay? Because that's literally all that it is. And once you remove that, you close out that cycle, that old energy, you know what I'm saying? You close that, it's like something just kind of fixes itself, right? Whatever the situation is, okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, what does the Divine One Bree want to know? Trying to think of the best way to ask this. With all the signs and synchronicities and things like that, what does the Divine want Bree to know? Maybe regarding meeting up with Eric or just anything else in general. What are the signs and synchronicities here? What's the business? For Bree, please. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you. You're going to do great. I'm excited you're closing out this cycle, right? Ten of Wands. That's good. Didn't sound good. Didn't feel good in the moment, but it is good. Okay, for Bree. So, okay, so the first card out was this like King of Wands energy, which is a masculine, right? Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups here, the King of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Empress. But this King of Wands seemingly is like looking in the past. Okay, like this King of Wands, the way that they're showing up, like on this spread, it's like they're looking in the past, right? But with it being clarified with the Ace of Swords, they're seeing the truth about something in the past. Okay? Now, we have the Ten of Swords with the Temperance. So that's, you know, kind of balancing out, healing from this Ten of Swords energy. I feel like that's you, Bree, right? I feel like you kind of, you know, especially with the Four of Swords coming after that with the Seven of Wands, right? This is you having some boundaries and doing whatever it takes to heal from this energy here. Then we have the Eight of Cups with the Page of Cups, with the Ace of Cups and the Six of Swords. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. The Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. For Bree. You know what's really coming through? What's really coming through is this kind of energy where it's like, I feel like Eric will, I mean, it's you, right? There's like this energy where the divine's like, listen, you know, if this person can come back in your energy, they will. It's you, right? And it's not just this person. It's not just Eric. It's lots of people, right? But that doesn't mean you have to necessarily welcome them, okay? And I feel like this is maybe you know, maybe something that you are like, that the divine or your team is trying to kind of help you, like, almost like, you know, there's a real people-pleasy type of energy where it's like you let others kind of choose, right, as they like kind of come and go. And there's almost this energy, Brie, where it's like, this is a situation that's giving you the opportunity to choose for yourself, right? To choose like self-love in that way of like, you know, do you get what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you allowed it, if you continue to allow other people to like make these decisions and come in and out of your life, right? Then of course they're going to come and go, right? You have this beautiful, magnificent energy that is so kind and generous and like beautiful. And so it's like, this is an opportunity for you to make those decisions. Nope. I love myself enough to know that I can't let you back in right now, right? I'm still healing from this betrayal. I'm still, you know, learning to love myself. I'm still learning how to, you know, make my cup overflow. No, I can't necessarily let you pass this boundary because I've got to choose me, right? And this isn't to say that this is like permanent or forever, Bree, especially when I know, I know your and Eric's history and stuff like that. But it is an opportunity for your own personal growth, and that this may, maybe down the road in the future, this may come back around, especially with the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups, right? Moving to calmer waters with this, that type of energy. But I feel like what's happening right now is an opportunity for you to be like, yeah, no, I actually don't have space for you in my energy at this time. I'm working very hard on healing from this betrayal, right? And I am, there, it's like very clear that you have boundaries, and I feel like he definitely wants to break those boundaries down because he may not have access to your energy like that, right? And people, believe it or not, there are certain people, maybe even a lot of people, that feel your absence, okay? And that feels empty, okay? I need a tissue. So there's like this, this is, I feel like this is what's going on, Brie, is an opportunity for you to be like, I choose me. I choose self-love. I choose that I'm not really ready for this, for you to come back around. If you're meant to, I feel like it would be, when we're both healed and kind of, doing our thing, right? Down the road once things have moved to calmer waters. But for now, I think I'll learn how to make my own cup overflow type of energy. Okay? And again, it's also just, there's this very big energy or a big thing around like learning to not just let anyone, right, in and out of your energy, in and out of your presence here, okay, and letting people just kind of come and go as they please, right? They come in, get what they want, and then leave. This is you learning how to control that, right? Or really taking the reins. Not necessarily, it's like, taking control of that. You're welcome. You're not. You are. You're cool. F you. Like that type of energy. Does that make sense, Bree? This is like the divine giving you an opportunity to call your power back from this situation. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's permanent. You know what I'm saying? You're very welcome. I love you so much, lady. And thank you. It's just a... it's basically you taking off the swinging saloon doors, right, that people can just walk through as they please, and installing a door in which people need a fucking code to get through. You know what I mean? And that code is their frequency. All right. Let's see. We've got Skylar. You're up, baby. No, thanks, Flo. Right? For real, Skylar. It's like rather than it's a two-way hinge, it's a one-way. Do they make those? I don't know, but I get what you're saying. All right, let's see. Let's see. In the next few days, are there any blessings coming towards Skylar? in the next few days, are there any blessings coming towards Skylar? Or what blessings are coming towards Skylar? Because I feel like there's constantly blessings flowing to us. You know what I mean? Whether we see them or not. Alright, so in the next... Okay, well, you're definitely having some sort of victory over some sort of conflict. Okay? I'm not sure if this conflict... Yeah, with this star coming out... I'm not sure if this conflict was like something that was like external to you, like if you were in a conflict with somebody else, or if this was like an internal conflict. But 5 of Swords, 6 of Wands with the star, I would say that you're definitely having victory over this. And this is, there's also too with this star, right? There's... I do feel like the divine is going to be pouring into you, but there's something, there's like an energy of like balance, feeling balanced, feeling kind of, you know, because see on this star card how she's got like, right, what, like 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land, right? She's pouring into the water. She's also pouring onto the land. Like there's some sort of like some balance here. Okay, so something's going to balance out. And I'm not, and I do feel like you are going to be celebrating. So, the moon with the 4 of Wands, with the Ace of Cups is kind of like this overflow. So I don't have specifics on the blessings, you know, the way that this may show up, but I do feel like if there was anything that was in balance, it was because of this conflict. Okay, and the first blessing is that you're having victory over this. The next blessings are where the divine comes in, the universe comes in and fixes it, right? Pours into whatever needs to be poured into to like reflect what's going on internally here. So again, I don't have specifics because I do feel like however the divine balances this out, it may not actually be in ways that you expect it to be. Right? It may just like, you know, it could balance out through somebody else's like generosity or like you could, I don't know, but it does feel like it's like, you know, say for instance, and this is just an example, right? Say, for instance, this imbalance caused like financial imbalance and maybe you were behind on a bill or you are needing some groceries or something like that. And this is not me saying that you need any of these things, Skylar. This is just the way it's coming through, right? It's like, you know, the divine comes through and somehow somebody is generous, they pay that bill, right? Or they just bring you groceries, right? Somebody shows up with groceries, right? But it's like that type of energy, you know? So it may not show up in the form of like actual like tangible money or something like that if we're using that example, but it may show up in the form of somebody else being generous or being kind or somehow you get what I mean. So but this imbalance is a reflection of something internally going on, but the very first blessing is you having victory over this. Okay. Oh, I get it, girl. I totally get it. So, but yes, things are going to balance out for you, okay? All right, Kimberly, my darling. You are up. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Thank you. I totally get it. I totally get it. You know what song just popped in my head? Slipping into bad dreams. 'Cause there's no... What was that song? It's Teddy, I love that guy. Teddy Swim. He's got a lot of really good ones. Actually, Loki, super obsessed. Like, my ADHD kind of was really triggered by this song because I've listened to it. It's like one of those ones where, like, it was like, ooh, that's just right, right? So it was like, I listened to it over and over again. But his song called Blowin' Smoke, I really like that song. But also there was Bad Dreams is the one that just popped in my head. And basically he's talking about, you know, without somebody, he's having some bad dreams. Flo, you're absolutely right. And there's, you know, also too, one thing that I've been working through is the timing of things. If I am meant to have whatever it is at this time, I would have it. You know what I mean? I would. Just like you guys. If you were meant to be in a different position, you would be. And so there's like that type of energy where it's like, you know, moving into that perception of like kind of releasing control in that way, trusting the divine in that way, and knowing that, you know, when you're meant to have that, when you really, really need it, right? The divine is always on time, you know. It's our human minds that thinks that, you know, that feels that pressure of time. And so it's like that, you know. If you were meant to have it, if it were a situation that was, you know, you would, you know, everything shows up right on time. All right, Kimberly, my darling, what's your question? But that's one thing that's been helping me get through, like, some, you know, seeming delays. It's not really delays. It's just divine timing, you know. It's like, you know, in an instant when I'll start, like, you know, getting in my head about something, I'll be like, nah, no. Because time and time again, Corey, you've seen it. That if it were meant to be here, it would be here. And that it always, you know, whatever it is, always shows up right on time. You are happy, healthy, and doing all right. You and the children, you know what I mean? That type of energy. So, yeah. And then it's like, meh, it's not up for me. You know, like Lil Wayne, what's that song? Let that shit work itself out, you know? What's that song? One of my faves. Let it all work out. Check that song out. You know? What's he say? He said, I got a lot of shit on my mind, though. She said that let that shit work itself out. You know? All right, Kimberly, my darling, what is your question? Yeah, because the mountain is actually your fear, is what just came through. Flo said faith moves mountains. The mountain is actually the fear. It's the lack. So you want to know to date or not to date, like somebody in particular, or just in general? So the moment that you choose faith, that mountain like disappears. I love that. More illusions for you. The mountain is the illusion. I got like 2 sips of my coffee left. That was a lie. 1 drink. We love you so much, Skylar. Okay, so there's already like something kind of in the works, Kimberly, and you just want to know if you should go or not. Should you invest your time in this or no? Okay, gotcha. Should Kimberly invest her time in what's on her mind on this date or no? Should you just skip it? 9 of Pentacles is usually a yes, but also that is also somebody who is single, successful, sexy, independent, doing the damn thing. So that kind of gives me an energy of like, really it's up to you, but I don't know that I don't think it'll turn into anything. Let me get a couple more, Kimberly, just to be sure. But I feel like this is honestly just confirmation for you. I feel like you kind of already knew, like, meh, you know. Well, no. Okay, we have the King of Cups, though, with the 6 of Wands. So whoever this is not showing up in necessarily a bad energy. And we do have the 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, with the Wheel of Fortune coming out here. Is this worth Kimberly's time? Because it might be. Is this worth Kimberly's time? But for some reason, I am not sure. There's almost something, it's almost, Kimberly, it almost feels like it's not something about this person. It may be something, I mean, it may be something like about this person, but it's like, not to say that this person is necessarily like a bad person, but maybe it's like something like, maybe you're not attracted to them. Or maybe there's something that's like not, you know, you've already kind of like got a little bit of like a feeling about it, right? Doesn't necessarily mean like they're a bad person, right? But it also kind of feels like it's like, yeah. Yeah. I say go with your gut. I say trust yourself. I say, you know, if you're feeling a little bit like, meh, right? One thing I like to always, if it's not an absolute yes, then it's a no. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here, right? Again, not to say that this person isn't a great person. King of Cups, 6 of Wands, they seem like a great person, but I just don't know that they're your person. You know what I mean? And you showed up in this 9 of Pentacles. You know, I don't think it would hurt to go. Maybe have a little fun. But also, too, at the same time, you know, if you're feeling like, man, I'll just stay home and focus on me, do that. Okay? Five of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. 7 of Cups. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's coming through. For sure. It's not going to hurt you if you want to go have a good time. But also, I don't see it going anywhere, if that makes sense. Yeah, some addiction issues. This weirdo's obsessed with my weight. It's so weird. Oh, gosh. Well, you know, if this is somebody who's having some addiction issues, you know, we know the root of addiction is can be either wanting to feel something or, you know, but it doesn't necessarily, if this person is still kind of like struggling with that and codependency and stuff like that, I would say it's probably definitely not your responsibility to kind of take that on. You know? You're so welcome, Kimberly. I love that you said heard. I love that. I always say, it reminds me of, no, thank you, Flo. It reminds me of my restaurant days. So we used to always say, word, heard, you know? Takes me back. It's just silly because they, you know, the point of this weirdo, they either like think that I actually will like remove my clothing, which is insane, or they really want me to get mad and makes, you know, make me look some type of way that way. And it's like, ignorance. Sorry, it's Zyla. She's home from school today because they had a field trip that they were going on, but it was like 2 hours away. And she was like, Mom, I don't know what group I'm going to be in. I don't know who I'm going to be grouped up with, and I really don't want to spend 2 hours one way on a school bus and 2 hours back. And I was like, girl, I don't blame you. You stay home with me. Which I was surprised, though, because they went to the Lincoln Museum, and that's like her favorite president. So I was like, you sure? You're sure? You know, like, she was like, yeah, no, I love Lincoln, but like not enough to, you know. Yeah, silly. But yeah. Any hoosers. Slipping in a bedroom. Sometimes you just gotta laugh at the demons. You know what I mean? I'm wiping it on I'm wiping it on my sweatshirt. It's so classy. I'll wash it. But yeah, I am gonna go get a tissue. Mama, you stay there. So this year, guys, I'm actually harvesting my lavender. I have so much. I started yesterday on my first harvest of the year, and there's so much. I'm not even sure where I'm going to hang it all to dry. Actually, oh jeez, because it needs to be in like a dark, cool place. I could hang it like in my cellar maybe, but there's a lot of like really creepy bugs down there that I'm not super interested in getting tangled up. Because when it needs to be hung like in a cool, dark place. It doesn't have to be like super cool, but like, or like super dark or anything, but you know, so definitely. And I thought, well, that's probably an okay spot, but yeah, I'm just trying to find places to hang it. Yeah, Flo, that's not a bad idea, but my laundry room is actually a part of Michael's room. And although he doesn't really spend a whole lot of time in his room, I'm not sure that he wants lavender strung across. But he might not mind at all, actually. Like I said, he doesn't spend a lot of time in there, so... And actually, yeah, that might not be a bad idea, Flo, to do it in his room. He don't even sleep in there most of the time. You know, a couple weeks ago, there was a spider cricket in his room, and he hasn't slept in there since. Him's a little scary. Nice. See, I don't mind a daddy long leg. It's those spider crickets are scary though, right? Because they can jump real high. I mean, I don't think their mouths are big enough to like bite anyone or anything. Ooh, Flo, that's a good idea. Because it does. You are correct. But yeah, they're still real creepy. Oh my gosh, Kim, I love that. Hey guys. Hey Tink. Hey Anya. Tink, have you been here? I don't even know. How are you? Are we doing well, lovelies? My stomach's growling. I'm kind of hungry. You've been here, girl. You're so funny. Yes, teas would be good. Yeah, you remember a couple years ago when I planted all of those herbs, right? I think I've told you guys about it. I planted all those herbs. And I had some thyme that did pretty good, but my lavender is what really took off. I mean, like, took off. Like I said, there's so much. Here, I'll show you a couple pictures to see, just so you can kind of see where it's at here. Look at all this lavender. Can you see that? I'm just not showing you very well, but I mean, like, it's, yeah, which I love because I'm so excited, because actually with the body potion, vanilla lavender was going to be like my next scent. So it's great that I'm like harvesting. Hey, Nerdisha, for sure. So I can, incorporate, and plus just lavender, just having throughout the year and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like I love it. And then, I've done a lot of other, so I just kind of, all the other herbs and stuff that I planted they didn't take off. So I'm just gonna love and harvest my lavender for now. Thank you. Okay. Okay, what does Nerdisha need to know at this time? What does Nerdisha need to know? And also, Nerdisha, I kind of caught a glimpse of your email. Thank you for understanding. For sure. My sunflowers that I planted this year, I planted some of the monstrosas. What are they called? I don't know. It's not monstrosas, but they're the real big sunflowers. Those seem to be doing good. My rose bush seems to be getting pretty grounded. She's new this year. I planted a lot of seeds, like flower seeds this year, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. Back to you, Nerdisha. Sorry. All right. What does Nerdisha need to know at this time? But I've just been filling my time finding random places to plant. Oh, hey, okay, Nerdisha. So there's an energy where you may be like putting your focus on something. There's something about like your focused energy, okay? And how the divine is encouraging you to be very aware of where you put your focus and you focus that energy, because I feel like I feel like you may feel like you're kind of like running into a wall, like, you know what I mean? It's like, and it almost maybe seems like it's like the same wall, right? And there's kind of like, I'm not saying that you're insane at all, but the definition of insanity is kind of like doing the same thing and expecting different results. And I don't think you're intentionally doing the same thing, but the divine is just saying like, hey, just pay attention to where you're focusing your energy. Now, also something else that's coming through. Mammoth. Thank you, Kimberly. Yes, that's what it's called. Yes, I'm going to get some, especially, anyway, sorry, Nerdisha, back to you. Ah. um, there is somebody that may be coming in very quickly, okay, to partner with you in some type of way. Could be romantic, could be platonic. This person, okay, there's a lot of underlying things going on, Nerdisha, okay? Not saying that this is necessarily like a bad person, but there's a lot of like, I don't know, it feels like they may come in and like tell you lies about somebody, like, and this person is very much going to be like projecting. And again, this does not have to be romantic, okay? But it feels like this person wants you to sit around and like gossip and, like that type of thing, right? Beware of this person, okay? Because whoever this is, they don't really have a lot going on, right? And that's okay, right? It's okay to not have a lot going on, but it's like this person, they're not trying to go anywhere or be anything, right? They're somebody that's just very much in the energy of like they would just rather sit around and talk about other people and things like that. This person does not take accountability of their own actions or anything like that. So just a heads up that there is this energy that may be coming towards you pretty quickly with the Nine of Swords. Pretty quickly, okay? But just create boundaries with this person. You don't have to be a dick, you know what I mean? Talk to the hand, right? You don't have to do all that. But it's like, maybe even showing up and if this person's trying to gossip about somebody, show up in a space of like understanding who they're trying to gossip about, right? It kind of, and that may have them kind of like turning their head of like, oh, you don't want to sit here and just, kind of feed off this energy or, kind of, and that will repel them. You know what I mean? That will kind of be like, oh, I can't, Nerdisha's not the one. She's not the, it's that type of energy here. Yeah, because this person, they just, I feel like they missed their chance on life or something like that. It's like, yeah. But, so, just a heads up, okay, about that person. We love you so much, Flo. I love all of you guys so much. This community is literally the best. It's the best in all of the land. In all of the land, it is the best. And you want to know what's super great? Is it's so protected. You know what I mean? We could already had like thousands of people come through here and make it all wonky and crazy and yucky and icky and sticky and shit, but the divine is like, no. You're welcome, Nerdisha. You're very welcome. Tracy, I'll only be on for like 10 more minutes, but what's your question? Are your boys here with us, or Tracy, because I don't usually do passed over loved ones, it's just a lot on these. I'm so sorry to hear that. Let's see. My condolences for sure. Yeah, 4 of Wands in reverse, a broken home. The Sun card. Which can talk about children. Ace of Swords. Tracy, there's something coming through about, I feel like you feel as though they show up in like something, whether it be, I feel like whatever it is, it's outside, right? It's a part of nature, okay? For some reason, I feel like it may be like a plant or something, or it could be like a bird or a butterfly, or I don't know, but there's something in particular that you have. It's like this is your confirmation and correct and like saying that yes, your boys do show up in that form for you. Okay. I don't know exactly what it is. They're just kind of giving me this outdoor like naturey, and maybe it's like it's multiple different things, and it pops in your head where it's like, oh, that's my boys, and this is your confirmation that yes, every freaking time, I'm covered in goosebumps. Every time, it is them. For sure. Yeah, it's something to do with nature here, right? And it's like this energy too, where it's like, yeah, I really see you like, there's something about really focusing on like, I don't know, I feel like intuitively trying to connect with them, or you know what I mean, with this Queen of Cups showing up, and she's like looking at this Holy Grail, right? Like just really focused on it. And there's almost this energy too, Tracy, where it's like, so maybe you're like, maybe, you know, there's this energy about like really wanting to call that in more, right? Because I can only imagine that it's just fulfilling and brings hope and joy, and you know, kind of there's kind of this space of like kind of loosening the grip a little bit, okay, and allowing yourself to continue to kind of live, because it's almost like they can flow through more if you allow that, if that makes sense, Tracy. Yes, absolutely. Janine. Also, too, there's an energy where I don't know if one or both of them want you to know. I feel like you're feeling guilty. I don't know. There's something about not being enough, or not giving enough, or not doing enough for them while they were here. That is false. That is false. That's something that you've created on your own, and it's not real, and they also don't believe that for a single second. Okay? like they know it's not true, right? They don't feel that way. They don't, and they're asking you to release that. Okay? They're asking you to let that go. Yeah, put it to rest. Okay? And they are certainly with the divine. Okay, but because it's like because you're still kind of holding on to that, it makes this like grieving period, I think, a little heavier, a little bit more burdensome, right? I couldn't imagine grieving my children. I feel for you 1000%. So, and I'm sending you so much love. But yes, this you can release that. Okay? So, anyways, that was a good one. I don't usually do those. I'm glad I did, though. I'm glad I did. Oh, it's not your children? Okay, I'm glad it's not your children. But either way, my condolences, because losing, a partner, and even a dog, can be very devastating. So, who, 111? All up in here? You rock. You can't see the Tracy comments flow? Anya, I've been seeing it everywhere too, for sure. Weird. Can anybody else see Tracy's comments? Whoa, Tracy, you're like whole incognito. That's weird. I guess we'll just trust it. I don't know. Yeah, me too. I don't think we've ever experienced that. Have we, guys? Hell yeah, Anya. Tink. I did some cleaning up this morning. That's why some of the posts were a little later. Actually, let me go look at the Patreon. Okay. Patreon is posted also for those of you that are pledges over there. There's one up. One that I just did up there. Anyways, Tracy, we don't mean to. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a you thing. I'm not sure, because I feel like if it were a setting on yours, you wouldn't even show up for me, but I don't have the option to like it doesn't say that you're hidden or anything, so I don't have an option to unhide anything. I have no idea. I do not know. Yeah, it's like she's here normal in the chat, just like in there, you know, with you guys. For sure, Tracy. Tracy, can you see everyone else's chat? She can. Crazy. Well, anyways, trust it. Trust the process. You guys, listen. I feel like the energy this week is going to be real good. Okay? I do. I feel like it's going to be real good. Maybe, Anya. That's a good one. Ooh, Janine, yeah, hidden in plain sight. Also true, Anya. Interesting. I love you guys, your introspection. Oh, thanks, Tracy. You too. All right, guys. You can feel it too, Flo? Yeah, for sure. You know what I just heard? Wind it up! That's what it feels. What's that song? Gwen Stefani. Yeah. Wind it up! Oh, man, I haven't heard that song in forever. Hold on. Anyways. That's funny. Check it out if you feel guided. But it popped in my head, so has some sort of significance to somebody. Yeah, the Empress energy. There also too, there is some sort of, I don't know if it's like a whole empire. There's something that's falling. There's somebody that's in a position, whether it be in your life or in just in general, that's in like, that is, I feel, falling. I don't mean like literally falling, right? But I mean like losing their shit is what came to mind. The song is called Wind It Up by Gwen Stefani. It says, when the beat comes on, the girls all line up, and the boys all look, but no, they can't touch. But the girls want to know why boys like us so much. They like the way we dance. They like the way we work. They like the way that LAMB is going across my shirt, which is lamb, right? Anyways, interesting. I love that flow. I trust it too. It feels like it, doesn't it? I've been like feeling the shift in the energy and the change in the momentum and all of that for sure. All right, guys. I am going to go though. We got to get them kiddos from schooly and, you know, stuff like that. You can hear her. in the background. She's screaming and excited about something. I don't know what. Y'all, we had a very scary... Before I go, I'm going to tell you this story. So on Friday, her like best friend, who they've been friends for several years, and she's kind of like another daughter to me, right? They've spent so much time together. So the girls were over here. We had that storm come through. They had dinner and the storm settled down, and then they wanted to go to the park. And I said, sure, that's fine. Y'all, her friend ended up passing out at the park and having like a seizure of some sort. Oh. First of all, poor Zyla. First of all, poor Kel, because that was scary. But like she didn't become conscious for at least 2 hours after. She came to for a second and then went back out and started kind of like seizing and like drooling from the mouth. And then she was unconscious for like 2 hours. Oh, I love Tupac. Yeah. So poor Kel for experiencing that, right? Also, poor Zyla, because that's so traumatic, right? Like, she's calling me crying, and, I'm driving down there so fast, and her mom shows up. The ambulance is already there by the time I get there, even though it's like super close. It's just like the timing of everything. And I look in the ambulance and my heart just sunk because, again, she still wasn't conscious yet. I was freaking out, right? So then her mom jumps in the ambulance. I take care of her mom's vehicle and all that. I'm just like, once her mom showed up, right? I was there at the ambulance. I was like, I'm stepping in as mom right now until her mom shows up. And then as soon as her mom gets here, I'm going to do whatever it is that she needs me to do, right? And that's exactly how it went down. And then we all end up going to the emergency room. The kids and I went up there, and yeah, she ended up going home at like 1:30 in the morning that night. She's okay. She's rested a lot this weekend. She's doing better, but whew, it was scary. For all of us, but basically what happened, it was the temperature change. She was in a really hot bathroom that was, really humid and hot and stuff like that. And that storm had come through and cooled off the outside breeze, right? So she went from being in this really hot bathroom, she came outside to this the cool air. And it just is what caused it. And I feel also too, intuitively, there's some sort of deficiency that her brain's not getting. So I told her mom to take her and have all of her things tested, iron, zinc, all of that, right? Because I do feel there's a deficiency. And also too, it's, she is not super great at staying hydrated. So that was another piece. But yeah. Scary. So that was our Friday night. It was terrifying for a minute. And it happened so fast. I mean, it always does, right? It was like, I remember looking at my phone at 6:58. They were texting to go see if they could see their friend's cats, right? Hey, Mom, can we go to our friend's house? They've got some new kitty cats. And I didn't see that right away. 7:15 on my phone. Mom, Kel is passed out. I don't know what to do. She's kind of seizing out. All these things. It scared me. Scared her. Scared the other girls. Whew. Anyways. Hey, Kristen. So glad to hear you're doing well. Hey, Luke. We're doing great. Thank you for asking. Oh, who knows? My nose just starts running when I channel and stuff. I'm going to look that up, Tracy. I'm actually going to make a note of it because there was also there were some results that I'm wondering if that is kind of ties in. Okay? Because there was some result, which maybe I'm looking, I don't know. Anyways, okay, so, sorry, I don't know why I told you guys that story, but that was my Friday. But I am going to bid you adieu at this point because I do need to get myself ready to go get Michael from school. And all the things. But anyways, I love you guys. And thank you, Tracy. I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, for sure, Anya. But anyways, okay, I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. 11:22. I'll see you later, okay?